Death. It's the one inevitable truth for all of us, or is it? What if I told you 3 men in the Bible defied this ultimate law? Discover the shocking stories of the men who never died and what their existence means for your destiny. From the moment we're born, death is a shadow that follows, a reminder that time is fleeting. As Romans 5 verse 12 tells us, death entered the world through sin, and since then it's become part of every human story. We all know it's coming. Yet, what if 3 individuals defied this universal law, never facing the grave? Who were they? What made them so extraordinary? And how did they escape what we all must inevitably face? Imagine this, 3 men taken up to heaven in the most miraculous ways. No sickness, no old age, no burial. What's the secret behind their fate? Stick around as we dive deep into their stories and uncover hidden truths that could change your entire perspective on life and death. Prepare to question everything you thought you knew about destiny. Number 1. Enoch. Long before the floodwaters swallowed the earth, before Noah ever built his ark, walked a man whose footsteps defied mortality itself. His name was Enoch. According to the scriptures, he never experienced death. He was the 7th generation from Adam through the lineage of Seth, a sacred number echoing divine perfection. Genesis 5 verse 24 tells us simply, Enoch walked faithfully with God. Then he was no more because God took him away. Can you imagine living in a world so twisted, so morally rotten, where every thought of mankind was poisoned by evil? It was in such a world that Enoch stood tall, not as a warrior or king, but as a quiet flame of righteousness amidst overwhelming darkness. What kind of walk with God could have been so powerful, so intimate, that it led to divine exemption from death itself? Hebrews 11 verse 5 confirms this miracle. By faith Enoch was taken from this life so that he did not experience death, for before he was taken he was commended as one who pleased God. This wasn't about perfection, but about unwavering trust, obedience, and continual surrender. Enoch's life was built on constant communion, a daily invitation for God into his decisions, thoughts, and emotions. Can you imagine a relationship so deep that heaven itself couldn't bear to wait for you to die before bringing you home? Enoch's story stands like a doorway into a realm most never dared to imagine, a life so close to heaven that earth could no longer hold him. Number 2. Elijah. In an era when darkness draped the land of Israel like a shroud and the hearts of its people grew cold and distant from their Creator, one man dared to stand against the tide. His name was Elijah, a prophet set apart, burning with holy conviction in a time of spiritual collapse. Under the wicked reign of King Ahab and the influence of Queen Jezebel, Israel had forsaken God, actively enforcing pagan worship of Baal. But Elijah did not cower. He confronted evil at its highest seat, standing boldly before King Ahab and declaring a divine judgment, no rain until he gave the word. For 3.5 long years, the skies refused to open. Yet, God's hand remained on his prophet, feeding him by ravens and miraculously sustaining a widow's flour and oil. Elijah's journey reached its spiritual climax on Mount Carmel. Standing alone against 450 prophets of Baal, he issued a divine challenge: if the Lord is God, follow him, but if Baal is God, follow him. While the prophets of Baal cried out in vain, Elijah calmly rebuilt the Lord's altar, drenched it with water, and prayed. Fire fell like lightning from the sky, consuming the offering, the stones, the soil, and even the water. The people fell on their faces, crying, "The Lord, He is God." But God wasn't finished. Elijah's earthly journey was drawing to a close, and unlike most, he knew it. This was no ordinary ending. By Elijah's side was Elisha, his young successor. Together, they came to the Jordan River. Elijah took off his mantle, struck the water, and the river parted. As they walked on, suddenly the sky opened. Not with thunder, but with a chariot of fire drawn by horses of flame descending from the heavens. Before Elisha's very eyes, the chariot separated the 2 men, and Elijah was lifted into the heavens, not in death, but in a whirlwind. He did not fade into the dust of time. He rode into heaven on flame and wind, sealed forever as the second of the men who never died. Number 3. Melchizedek. Long before Jerusalem bore its holy name, long before Israel was a nation, and even before the law was given at Sinai, there appeared a man so mysterious, so divinely unique, that his very presence altered the course of Scripture. His name was Melchizedek. Though he enters the biblical record only briefly in Genesis 14, his identity has sparked centuries of awe and sacred intrigue. The world was in chaos, amidst brutal conflicts between ancient kings. As Abraham returned from battle, having rescued his nephew Lot, A figure emerged from the shadows of history without introduction, without genealogy, without backstory. Genesis 14 verses 18 to 20 captures the moment. Then Melchizedek, king of Salem, brought out bread and wine. He was priest of God Most High, and he blessed Abram, and Abram gave him a tenth of everything. Who was this man who bore the titles of both king and priest in a time before priesthood even existed? And why did Abraham, God's chosen, bow in recognition by giving him a tithe? The book of Hebrews later declares him without father or mother, without genealogy, without beginning of days or end of life, resembling the Son of God. He remains a priest forever. Hebrews 7 verse 3. Melchizedek stands as a unique, timeless figure existing outside the normal human lineage recorded in Scripture. His mysterious appearance and disappearance, coupled with his dual role as king and priest, foreshadows something far greater. He is a prophetic prototype pointing directly to Jesus Christ, who is described in Psalms and Hebrews as a priest forever in the order of Melchizedek. These three men who never died, Enoch, Elijah, and Melchizedek, defy our understanding of mortality. Their stories aren't just ancient tales, they are powerful testaments to divine intervention, unwavering faith, and God's intricate plan throughout history. Each one offers a glimpse into a reality where faith can transcend the ultimate human limitation. What does this mean for your understanding of life, death, and eternity? Their legacy continues to challenge us to walk with God in a way that transcends the ordinary, reminding us that with Him, even the inevitable can be redefined.